Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing a very long overdue Boxycharm unboxing and try on. So I know it is the end of the month and I have been kind of disappeared for a little while, and for that I apologize. The first week that the baby was in daycare brought home the first round of just the death. It felt like the death. So we've all been sick in my house for 2 weeks. I went almost a week without a voice, so I'm so sorry that I've been gone, but it feels like we have rounded the bend and we are getting back to where we are healthy and normal, and hopefully the next thing that comes home from daycare won't hit us quite as hard. So I did still want to go ahead and get this up for you though, in case you are on the fence about Boxycharm. I wanted you to be able to see what came in my box, what my thoughts are on it. And for those of you that may not be familiar with Boxycharm, it is a subscription service. It is $21 a month and it comes with typically 5 full-size products that retail for well over $100. And I will say that of all of my subscription services, I think this one is consistently my favorite. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what came in my January Boxycharm. So when we open it up, we have the nice little foam protector. We've got the card for this month's theme, which is Rock 2018. I will take that, rock and soul. So the first thing here on top is, this is the Luminizer Primer Base from Dr. Brandt. I have never used this product before, but I know that Dr. Brandt makes some really awesome products, so I'm excited about that. And something that is going to not only fill in my pores, but is also going to luminize, I feel like is a win in my book. So it looks like this. It is really thick. It has almost like a flesh color tone to it. I doubt it's actually going to look like that on the skin. I don't think it's supposed to give any kind of color or anything. But I'm just going to go ahead and smooth it all over the face. It goes on very nicely. I feel like it absorbs into my skin. It doesn't feel super slick in a very like dimethicone sort of way. It doesn't have, it has a little bit to it, but not anything like I don't like the clear gel like primers that have a dimethicone that just like glide onto your face. I don't like the way those feel. And this, I can tell on my fingers, it has a little bit of that, but not an objectionable amount. Let's see what it looks like up close and personal. So it does look like it did fill in my pores to some degree. And, oh, okay, that's what it means by luminizing. So it does have extremely fine shimmer to it, like almost imperceivable. So that's kind of cool. All right, so far so good. I'm going to go ahead and put on all of my base makeup, so my foundation, all that jazz, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, so I did go ahead and put on my just base foundation, concealer, powder, and I really like the way that it applied over this foundation. It looks really nice. So overall, I'm so far pretty happy with it. So this, again, is the Pores No More Luminizing Primer, and this does retail for $38. So very excited to continue using this. Just a side note, the rain has started again. It has been overcast, gloomy, rainy all weekend. So if you can hear it, I apologize, but that's what's going on there. And if the lighting is going in and out, that's also what's going on there. So on to the next thing within our box here. So the next thing here on top is the Glam Metal Eyeshadow Palette by Crown. So I have never used any makeup by Crown. I've used their brushes, but never any of their makeup, so I'm very excited about this. So when you open it up, get the little plastic card off of there first. When you open it up, this is what the palette looks like. So it's got this covered up, but this guitar mirror, and these are the shades in there. And I have to say, I'm really excited to see all of these cool colors. So it definitely does have some warmth to it, but it also has some great cool colors. So I'm so excited. Let me go ahead and get some swatches for you so you can see what this beauty looks like. All right, so first of all, look at these colors. They are so reflective and so pretty. So it looks like there's really only one actual matte in the palette, and that is the black right here called Black Metal. And it's not the best black. It is actually this color right here. So it's not the truest black, but for, you know, adding to these shimmers and kind of deepening up corners, it's going to work just fine for adding to a smoky look. But if you're looking for the truest, blackest black ever, this is not going to do it for you. But this here is Black Metal. And then we have Heavy Metal, which is so stinking pretty. And then down at the bottom, we have Pop Rock, which is kind of a grungy gold, like it's got some khaki in it. It's very, very pretty. And then up here we have Wild Thing. In the middle here we have Rebel. And then down at the bottom we have Glam Rock. Glam Rock is not, it's not quite as reflective and metallic as the other colors. So I feel like this one is a little bit more of a satin, which is kind of cool. And then here we have this gorgeous color called Punk. It's almost like a lilac gunmetal. It is really, really pretty. Then we have Rock On, which is, again, it's going to be almost like a dirty copper. And then this color down here is called The Wicked. And this also is not, it's not quite matte, but it's also not going to be as metallic as these other shades. So I feel like this is a bit of a satin as well. But overall, these swatched really, really nice, and these colors are so pretty. I'm very excited to get these onto my eyelids and see what kind of look we can come up with today. Now it is missing what I would use as a crease shade, so I am going to have to dip into another palette. I'll use my Young, Wild, and Free by Tarte. This is in my project pan, so we'll go ahead and get that in as well. I'm also going to use my Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. This is also in my project. So we'll go ahead and get these eyes primed and play with these eyeshadows. There we go. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tame this crazy mane of hair because it's making me kind of crazy. Okay, better. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take this cream color right here and set down basically from my crease up. That's actually something that I've been enjoying lately, is kind of using my eyeshadow primer as a bit of like a glitter glue almost. So I really have only been setting from my crease to my brow bone and then leaving the rest of my lid somewhat tacky. And I'm finding that that is really nice, especially when working with these shimmery shades or metallic shades. I just find that that for me has been working very, very well. And then in my crease, I'm going to take this just brown color and I'm just going to put that ever so slightly. I don't want to put down too much because we're going to add to it again later and really blend it out. But I just, again, want to set down some of that primer. Okay, that looks like it'll work for right now. And then I believe all over the lid, I want to go ahead and put down Pop Rock. It's this color right here. It's that kind of old gold with khaki in there. It's grungy and I'm very excited about it. Oh yeah. Yes, 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 yes. And I'm going to take this about halfway onto my lid because there are some other colors that I want to use as well. And for this, I'm using my favorite packing brush, which is the Morphe M167. I absolutely love this brush. It works so well for me when applying metallic shadows and shimmery shadows. It's just so good. And these are applying really, really nicely with good color payoff. So far, I'm really liking this. That looks good. I like that very much, very much. Okay, so I think that the next thing I'm going to do for my lid is to take, I think we're going to go with Glam Rock, this center color here, and I'm going to do that on the remaining lid space that I have on there. As cute as this mirror is, it's kind of useless with that guitar on there. It's cute, but it's not functional. Just kind of a bummer. And for this, I'm using my Sigma Firm Shader E57. Also a good brush, but I still like my Morphe the best. And these two colors are mixing really, really nicely together. Nice. Okay, so going back into this palette right here, I'm going to again pick up Weekend, which is this brown color right here. And I'm going to blend through my crease a little bit more now that we have those other shadows there. Just kind of give everything a really nice blended and cohesive look. All right, and then of course, switching back into our crown palette, I'm gonna go back over the first half of the lid that has Pop Rock on it. Kind of re-intensify that a little bit. And then I think I'm also going to kind of deepen up that outer V just a little bit more. I think I'm going to take just a little bit of black metal, just kind of deepen it up ever so slightly out on that outer V section. Being careful not to lose that kind of middle shade that we use with Glam Rock. But it's a bit of a grungy palette, so it's okay to have a bit of a grungy look, right? think that looks good. Now there was just a little bit of fallout, not a lot actually, just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and try to dust that off with my powder brush. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with just this kind of smudgy brush, and I think I'm going to take, let's do something a little bit different. Let's take some Wild Thing right here. Let's smudge that all over the lower lash line. Okay, so my camera stopped recording on me. Not sure why, but thankfully it caught most of what I was doing. So the only thing that you didn't see was me smudging Wild Thing, which is this kind of rusty color right here, all along my lower lash line. And I really like it. It looks quite nice. I am going to go ahead and quickly line my eyes and put a little bit of mascara on, and then we'll take a look at what else is in the box. Okay, so just quick and easy. As usual, all the products that I'm using are going to be listed down below. But let's go ahead and see what else is in this here box, so this video isn't a trillion years long. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to pull out is also for the eyes. So this is by It Cosmetics. This is the Brow Power. Oh, before I forget, actually, no. The eyeshadow palette from Crown is a retail value of $25, and I do think this is definitely worth $25 just based on what I've seen of its performance so far. $25 is totally fair for this baby. So I am excited to continue to use it more. And now on to the eyebrows. So again, It Cosmetics, this is their Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil. I've heard a lot of really good things about this. It is in Universal Taupe. I am terrible when it comes to my brows. That is kind of one of my goals for 2018, is to figure out what to do with these poor little sad things on the top of my face. So this is what it looks like. It has the actual product on one side. It is kind of a fatter sort of applicator. I don't think you can see that worth in anything, but it's not one of those like micro fine ones. It's actually got some, yeah, I'm sure that was useless. It's actually got some thickness to it. It's not quite that kind of teardrop shape. It is just an oval. And then on the other end we have a spoolie. So let's see how this looks when I try to do it. And then at least we can see whether or not the color is good for me, even though we know that the actual outcome is questionable. It does seem to be a bit of a stiffer formula. It's not like super creamy, which is a good thing, at least for me being a bit of a noob. I do think the color seems quite nice though, which is a plus. Okay, that's all I'm going to subject you to. Clearly, if you do brows on the regular, you know that that is not anywhere near a full brow routine. But honestly, with me having very little skill when it comes to brows, what I really wanted to see was whether or not this shade was going to work, since, you know, universal shades are always a bit of a question mark. But I do think the shade of this works for my brows in particular, so I will continue to work with this and let you know how I like it after a bit. Now we do also have this right here. This is by Pure Cosmetics. This is Bronze and Brighten. And it is, oh wow, it is a trio right here. We've got blush, bronzer, and highlight. And I don't know if you can see on camera very well, but these are all really glowy. There is some shimmer in here. So we're going to take a very light hand with these, mostly just to see about color. Because I'll be honest, I am not typically one for shimmery bronzers. Like, I know the Becca ones have just a little bit in there, and that's fine, but this is, ooh, and it's definitely warm. I don't know about this, friends. This might not be a win for me and my skin. Ooh, baby. Does definitely have some pigment to it, so go in lightly. Ooh, baby. Yeah, that is and I am barely touching my brush in there. Okay, so wow. While we're at it, let's try this blush here. Let's see. A little scared of it. Definitely has glow to it. Yeah, for me, this is just not a win. For how I like to wear my makeup and the colors that I typically go for, not what I typically gravitate towards. But that isn't to say that it's a bad product, or that you might not like it. It just isn't for me personally. So let's add to the glow factor. Let's try the highlight. Well, the highlight actually seems quite nice, I would say. Okay. The highlight's nice. Not mad at that. Yes, I do like the highlight. It is definitely not a subtle highlight, so it yeah, I think that part looks nice. I don't really see myself using the other two products, so I don't know if overall it's worth it to me to hold on to. I might end up passing it along to somebody who does enjoy more intense and shimmery sort of face products like this. It's just not my personal cup of tea. But it is, where are you? So the Pure Complexion Authority. It is authoritative, I'm not gonna lie. This retails for $34. And finally, the last thing in the box I'm actually really excited about. This is by Girlactic. I have liked everything that I've tried from Girlactic, so I am very excited to get this. I've never used their lip products before. This is a matte lip paint. This is in the shade Posh, and I am really excited to give it a go. Oh, and this is a good color. Or at least it seems to be. It looks like the kind of color that I would wear. So that's nice. Let's see. All right, we got a doe foot applicator. Smells like frosting. All right, this I'm really, really liking. The color is beautiful. It is kind of a warm, sort of pinky nude, which for me and my skin is just perfect. It feels really comfortable. I don't think it's dried down quite yet. It smells so good. It smells like the frosting that you buy out of the tub. You know what I'm talking about, that you could literally just sit and eat with a spoon if you would like to go into a diabetic coma, which I'm not gonna lie, I've done a few times. Not the coma, the eating of the frosting, but oh, it feels very nice. It doesn't feel like it is sucking all the moisture out of my face. It is, oh, I'm in love with this. This is probably my favorite thing that came in the box. I like it. All right, so as far as this Galactic Matte Lip Paint, it retails for $23. I don't think it's dried down completely. It does transfer just slightly, but it hasn't been on for long enough to tell. So, oh, it's very comfortable. I like it a lot. All right, everybody. So, this is my completed face using my Boxycharm for the month of January. Let me go ahead and add up the overall retail value of all of these products right here so that we can see what that is. All right, so the overall value is, jumping to another page because I suck at this. All right, $144, if you can see that on my phone. Probably can't because of the reflection, so we're gonna stop trying. But yeah, I am liking this box, especially since my December box I didn't like nearly as much. This is definitely what I'm used to when it comes to the products. Overall, I will say, and you can probably tell, my favorite product so far out of this box is the lip paint. And honestly, with this retailing at $23, this buys the box for me. I also really did enjoy the eyeshadow palette. This is something that I will definitely continue to use. The primer I'm enjoying so far, so this is a great win. The brow product I think is probably going to be a very good product. I'm just a little bit inept, so that is a mostly win. I think the only product that I was not 100% on, as you probably know, is the trio here for the face. Not me, but that's okay. Everything else in the box has really made it a win. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I really appreciate all of your love and support. Please subscribe before you leave and give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.